Good morning, students. How you all are? Hope everything will be fine and we will meet soon. Today in our class, we will discuss a poem. The name of poem is A Tiger in the Zoo. This poem is from the book First Flight, and the writer of this poem is Lucille Norris. You will see that in this poem, the poet is contrasting a tiger in the zoo and a tiger in his natural habitat. The natural habitat means jungle. So let's start the poem. We will read each paragraphs. We will discuss its meaning, its hard words, and we will also discuss the literary devices used in the poem. So can we start? Okay. He stalks in his vivid stripes, a few steps on his cage, on the pads of velvet quiet, in his quiet rage. Stalks means to hide himself. Stripes, basically stripes you can see in the zebra, that means the lines. The word pads is used for paws, means panja. Rage means extreme anger. You can see that the poem starts with the pronoun he, and here the pronoun he is used for the tiger. The poet is saying that the tiger hides himself in his vivid stripes, as we know that these animals have this kind of stripes in their body so that they can easily hide themselves in the jungle, that is their natural habitat. But the poet is saying that he can only have his few steps, that means a limited space in his cage, and his paws, that is pads, are velvet quiet. Basically, tiger is one such animal who is very horrible, who is known for his wild hunting. But here in this poem, the poet is saying that his paws are velvet quiet, and he is saying quiet rage. As the meaning of rage we discussed, that means anger. You can just see the word quiet. The word quiet is a near synonym of a peace, and the poet is using two words with a different meaning together in order to say that although the tiger is having a very extreme anger, but still he is very quiet as he is in his cage. So can you guess that in this paragraph the poet is describing a tiger in a zoo or in his natural habitat? Yes, the poet is saying about a tiger in the zoo, as we can see that he is in his cage. As he is in his cage, his paws are very soft and velvet, and even although the tiger is believed to be very angry animal, but still he is very quiet. Let's move to the second paragraph. He should be lurking in the shadow, sliding through the long grass, near the water hole where the plump deer pass. Word lurking means again hiding. Water hole, here the word water hole is a compound word, and it is used for a source of water like pond, river, that you can see in a jungle. Plump, the word plump is used for very sweet and soft something. And deer, as it is believed that the best or favorite prey for a tiger is a deer. So what the poet is saying in these lines, the tiger, he represents a tiger. The tiger is hiding himself in the shadow and in the long grasses. As we know that we discussed, it has long stripes in his body. And where he is right now? Right now, here the tiger is near a water hole. And why he is standing here? To prey a deer. So can you guess the poet is describing a tiger in a zoo or a jungle? Yes, the poet is describing a tiger in a jungle. Let's move to the third paragraph. He should be snarling around houses at the jungle's edge, bearing his white fangs, his claws, terrorizing the village. The word snarling means angry. Jungle's edge means an outer area of a jungle. The word fangs represent the teeth, the canine teeth of a tiger. The poet is saying that the tiger is angry and he is moving around the houses or huts in a jungle's edge. As jungle's edge means an area which is near the jungle and as also near to the roads or something. So some houses are there and the tiger is moving around this jungles and he was showing his teeth and claws and terrorizing the village. That the poet had made an attempt to show the real character of a tiger. And again my question is that the poet is talking about a tiger in a zoo or in a jungle. Yes, the tiger is in a jungle. Let's move to the fourth paragraph. But he is locked in a concrete cell, his strength behind bars, stalking the length of his cage, ignoring visitors. The poet is saying that concrete means the building materials. The poet is saying that now the he means he is locked in a concrete cell in a cage and his strength are behind the bars. Behind the bars means although tiger is a very powerful animal, but he is not able to show his real power. Just he is moving here and there in the cage and ignoring the visitors. Definitely the poet is talking about a tiger in the zoo. Let's go to the last paragraph. He hears the last voice at night, the patrolling cars, the stars with the brilliant eyes at the brilliant stars. The word patrolling. Patrolling means to keep watch of something. Stares means to look. The poet is saying that the voices that a tiger hears during the night is of patrolling car. Patrolling car, as already discussed, a group of people or police, something that they used to keep watch on others. So here somebody is keeping a watch on the tiger, and definitely the tiger is feeling very sad and he is looking at the stars. Basically when we see the stars we also imagine something, we think about something that is going to happen tomorrow. In the same way, in the last paragraph you can understand that the tiger is in the zoo as he is just not able to move freely in the jungle, but he is just listening the voice of patrolling cars and is looking at the brilliant eyes and praying that someday he could move to a jungle. So in this way the poet had made a beautiful contrast of a tiger in a zoo and a tiger in a jungle. Let's talk about the rhyming scheme of the poem. The single rhyming scheme is used in the poem, and that is A, B, C, B. You can see that stripes, cage, quiet and rage. In these four words, cage and rage, they both are rhyming words, so B and B. And for stripes and quiet, as they both are not rhyming, we had written A, C. So the rhyming scheme of whole poem is A, B, C, B. Clear? Okay. Stay safe. Thank you, students.